Liquid Hero is our red Protoss player representing the horse over here on the top side of the map.
The what?
The horse.
The horse?
Yeah.
I love it.
Team Liquid is
Yeah,
Team
yeah,
Choice. Yeah. They have to represent the horse. It's a shout out to my buddy Johan. If I don't mention the horse, Todd gets really sad. So I have to mention the horse every now and then. And over here on the south side of the map, we got Chris Loranger, also known as EG's very own Hawk, as the Blue Protoss. Hawk made it into WCS round of 16 one time last year, but he was part of WCS America Premier League all 3 seasons, so that's an achievement on its own. Of course, season 1 was still based on invite, so he didn't have to work for that. He unfortunately dropped out in the round of 32, but he made it back into Premier League. Then he dropped out in the round of 32 again. He had a couple of tough groups though, guys like Apocalypse and even Bjorn, or yeah, you know,
both of who were at like the top of their game during that period of time. So yeah,
exactly. Actually, he lost to the Muslim and Crank as well, but he beat the SSC back then. This is all a pretty long time ago. We're talking 6 to 8 months ago. The Hawk that you are going to see today, the Hawk that you might see throughout the rest of this season, if today goes well, is a very different Hawk, and I think a much stronger Hawk than the one that we saw in 2013.
This is Hawk after the Bessemer process.
This is Hawk 2.0, man. Or maybe it's like 4.0 because he's been around for a while. Yeah, Hawk has been getting many upgrades.
Yeah, been going through a lot of changes. You know, you've seen like stages of this player.
Hawk is like Windows, man. Like every now and then they release a fantastic upgrade, and then it's like kind of a bad one again. But then the new one is really good again.
You just don't think about those versions when it's a good one.
Like Hawk mid 2013 was like Windows Vista, but after that Hawk was back strong again. And now this is Hawk 8, and Hawk 8 is good. It's evolved, very user friendly, as he's a nice guy as well. So it works out. I'm curious to see what we're going to see from Hero. First series, you know, we spoke about that as well, went over it many times. I kind of felt that Hero would play safe, would play with confidence, be like, hey, I am Liquid Hero. If I don't take unnecessary risk in this series, I should be able to win against Senator Origin top. It wasn't really the case at all. Hero was playing that series like you would play a PvP going up against Rain or Parting, where you're like, I'm going to have to cut some corners, I'm going to roll the dice here a little bit and hope it goes well for me. I'm going to go 1 gate Nexus, followed up with a Stargate and Scout with my Mothership Core. Like if Hero does that against Parting or Rain, I completely understand it. Because, you know, against those guys, you want to play a little risky, because if you play too safe, you're going to fall too far behind. Against Stop, I did not expect Hero to play like that. So I really wonder what's his mindset in going into this series against Hawk.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I mean, Hawk has been playing so well lately, and Hero, you know, between his tweets and between his responses towards Top, I totally agree. We could see some unorthodox play continue from Hero. It looks like Hawk is going to be the first one out with the Mothership Core, however. Actually, both players at the same time had the
Wouldn't be surprised at all to see Hawk open up with some 3-gate aggression here in the very first game. Chrono Boost is already going down. He's bringing out the probe as well. It could just be 2-gate, but I think he's going to warp in 1 more gateway. Is he? Hawk, are you going to warp in 1 more gateway? The 3-gate is definitely not an all-in. It's something you can transition out pretty easily, and you will always at least be able to contain your opponent a little bit. There we do see that 3rd gateway go down. I like this opening by Hawk. The opening from Hero is safe as well. It's a 1-gate robo, but it's not a 1-gate fast expand robo. So Hero shouldn't take too much damage from this, but there's a good chance that Hawk will might be able to contain Hero for a while, force Hero to stay on 1 base while Hawk can drop the expand, or Hawk can go really crazy and try to straight up win, but that is risky. Very risky.
Back on the other side of the board, we do have Hero, you know, with that robo, and he's got
he wants to expand.
Oh, he actually brought his probe home. Okay. Or it was...
no,
maybe
the other probe got picked off.
Okay.
It's pretty bad, and Hero is going to see this pylon. Right, this is like the worst thing as a Protoss player. You drop the Nexus, and you're like, alright, let's just hope that I can at least get my Nexus up and running. And then the first thing you see is you see a pylon go down in your Nacho, and then you're like, oh, well, I guess I know what time it is. Hero will most likely drop 2 more gates.
The Stalker caught down on the low ground, though, and it's going to, well, maybe be traded here.
This is really bad for Hero, I think. His Mothership Core is going to take quite a bit of damage. These sentries don't have that much DPS. You know, if Hawk is lucky, he might be able to get a sentry over here. Oh, good movement there by Hero. So well done here by both players, but, you know, without that Immortal, okay, he will have Photon Overcharge still. This is kind of crazy. Hawk has to be very careful, because if only like 2 Stalkers make it up while the Immortal pop. Oh, there we go, 2 Stalkers.
Exactly. And Photon Overcharge goes down. That does mean it's not going to be able to be used on the Nexus on the low ground here in a moment, but both Stalkers are killed off.
Yeah, this is what I was kind of worried about. But he did, for indeed, exactly like you said, Kibbles, he did use Photon Overcharge on the high ground. Hawk, you need maybe some Zealots. Yeah, he has 2 Zealots over here. Ooh, this is a dangerous game that both players are playing. Will he let it finish or not? No, he's not gonna let it finish. So this is still okay for Hawk. Hawk, you don't have to press the issue that much. Oh, gets the Mothership Core. His hero was not positioning it properly.
So many sparkles laying on the ground now. 2 Immortals coming.
Yeah, Hawk should really not try to run off this ramp anymore.
Yeah.
There's no need for him to do that. He has a probe in position. He even has to be careful. Okay, he walked in his own sentry. I like this, but now it's getting really risky from both sides. Hero immediately knows what time it is. He starts the War Prism, so he can maybe unload these Immortals to the low ground. That also can backfire. You know, this is a position that is okay for Hawk. He can basically say that he succeeded in what he wanted to do. It's a shame that he had to pay the price while losing those 2 Stalkers, because I felt he could have done it without losing those, but it was still pretty good.
Seems like he's going to heed your advice and head on home, mitigate any further risk, and be happy with, you know, what he managed to do. Like you said, he canceled the Nexus. His is going to be down first. And he traded a couple Stalkers for it, but those are going to pay off in probe advantage that he actually desperately needs, because he's currently down 2 probes, so you know, he'll want to be able to catch up in that.
I'm a little surprised that Hawk went home that early. You don't want to overstay your welcome, because by the time that, you know, maybe a Blink could be ready, it could get very risky. But he saw the opening. He saw it was a 1-gate into a Robo into a Nexus, or maybe it was 1-gate Nexus Robo for all he knows, but it's kind of the same thing. So I'm a little bit surprised that he didn't want to stay home. Perhaps he was very worried about this War Prism making its way across the map. But I feel if, you know, if it would be 2 Immortals and a War Prism making their way across the map, maybe Hawk could make some magic happen on the other side of the map. At least I felt he could have contained Hero a little longer than he did. But Hero is saying, I'm Liquid Hero, I can't be tamed.
We've got a couple Immortals actually here from Hero, going to be shelling away on this Nexus. He's going to blast the shields and then pick up on out of there, but at the same time, he's got a Phoenix coming around to the left, and this is going to allow him a full scout of this base with no questions asked. You know, the Stalkers are out of position because they're trying to deal with those Immortals, so pretty nice.
Sees the Robo, sees the Twilight, that's everything he had to see. Oh, forward blink went down. Hero just dropped both Immortals immediately. Hero will be able to pick off a few Stalkers, but still at the cost of 2 Immortals. I think this is a trade that makes Hawk very happy. I mean, it wasn't for free, but I would always take that trade. It's pretty sick. This War Prism is one selfish War Prism, by the way. It's like a bunch of Stalkers are coming for me.
Guys, save me!
Yeah. Cargo unload. I'll take right off. So War Prism did survive. Sick call there by Hero. But hey, at least he took down a few Stalkers.
You know, I want to say a sick call from Huck there, actually. I mean, we were talking about how good this guy's become, and he anticipated that War Prism would take that route to escape and completely caught it, so.
Yep. 3 more gateways going down, more sentries being warped in over here. I kind of wonder why he's warping in these sentries, unless they're going to make their way across the map. I guess that is the case. Oh, this Phoenix from Hero does not see Hawk's army make their way across the map. Did he make a Hero mind shooter? Yes, he did. So it's 2 Immortals over here. Hawk starts microing immediately with a few of these Stalkers. Has to be careful. Hawk is not building any probes right now. Work account shows us 38 again. Oh, blinks into the main base immediately. He might be able to get these 2 pylons. At least one of them.
Looks like he's going to go for the second, and I think he could trade it for no more than a Stalker, but he's going to opt to get out of there. And I think that really points to the fact that he wants to push forward here, but he does lose that Observer.
This is kind of key. Maybe some force fields will be able to zone out these Immortals. Hawk is going to try. Hero, you're not paying attention. Oh, this is sick. Hero does not even have Blink, right? He does have Blink.
Alright, he's targeting down the sentries. 1 falls, Photon Overcharge hits as well. I don't know. Can Huck continue to push on this?
Yeah, he still has a few force fields. Okay, Hero blinks to the low ground. I felt that those force fields could have been a little better for Huck. I thought he was going to get both Immortals guaranteed.
Oh man, Huck is actually losing quite a bit here. His Hero's going to blink forward in pursuit. The Immortals even still joining the fight, firing on the Stalkers, not on the Immortals. This is looking really a good fight for Hero.
Yep, and Huck recalls out with the remaining Stalkers that he has, but he took a pretty big hit over there. He lost the majority of his army, wasted a lot of gas in that attack because he made a lot of sentries. He really wanted to make that work. When I saw those Immortal Stoic Space Cables, I thought Huck is going to land a triangle of force fields over here. He's going to kill those 2 Immortals, and after that his army will simply be too strong for the army of Hero to deal with. He will be able to zone out new Immortals on this ramp.
Yeah.
But one of those Immortals squeezed through, and overall there was just too much damage output there for Hero with the Immortals that were still alive. And the Photon Overcharge, of course, doing some serious work as well. Good hold there by Hero. Excellent hold by Hero. A little unfortunate for Huck, because I felt that could have worked.
Yeah, I completely agree. And one of the things I really liked from Hero was that he kind of waited on the high ground. As long as the units were all able to fire, he didn't bother blinking down into the fight until he realized, okay, now I'm out of range, time to blink. Went for the blink, and so the whole time, Huck was kind of unsure about whether Hero could blink down or not. Like we were kind of, you know? But a little bit of Zealot harass right now. Huck in position to be able to deal with it.
Yeah, no, might actually lose one of these stalkers. A little bit sloppy there. Huck worried about this army in the front. Was not microing his stalkers in the main base. Loses one stalker, and the other ones took quite a beating as well. Huck is not down and out just yet. He's down 7 workers, and I would never want to be down in workers against Hero in PvP. I recently had the pleasure of casting a lot of Heroes PvP in the Wero.com Invitational as well. He unfortunately lost in an amazing finals against MC. And even at IEM, you know, Hero had a fantastic run in IEM. But if you look at the players that he beat, Hero beat 4GG, he beat Innovation, he beat Jaedong, he beat Polt. The only
4-0 against 4-0 and 3-0 too. Sorry, but the only player he lost to
was Rain, and that was the only PvP he played. So maybe he's still struggling a little bit in PvP, because let's not forget, 2013, the last few months, PvP was a nightmare for Hero. Oz definitely had his number. At BlizzCon, he lost to SOS. Of course, all fantastic players, but, you know, Hero was definitely losing way more PvPs than he was winning.
No, I totally agree. You know, Hero has shined so drastically in those other matchups, and this is certainly a tough group for him, but so far, he's performing very well. I mean, he had a great opening here versus Huck. We'll see how it plays into the mid game, because at this point, Huck is only 3 workers behind, and his tech is looking pretty solid. You know, he's got Templar on the way, and or excuse me, that's Hero actually with the Templar on the way. But he's got Charge, and let's see what else he's moving into. You know, he's got 4 Immortals.
I like what Huck is doing now. I think Huck is very well aware that after that first big attack failed, that there is not really a window of opportunity for him to do something again with his entire army. So he's just defending. He took almost 0 damage from the harass attempts from Hero. And I can guarantee you that's not easy, because even great pros players like MC often, I've casted the games on maps like this, lost a lot of probes left and right. Hero being, you know, just able to be Liquid Hero, being funky, doing a lot of stuff at the same time. That's where he excels at. But Huck did not fall apart there, put up a pretty good defense. Yeah,
I mean, this whole game he's lost, what, 3 workers? No, he did lose 3 more over the last couple of minutes, but that earlier harass you were talking about, yeah, when he came in with the Zealot drop and the Blink Stalker at the same time, you know, Huck did a great job holding that off, but now Hero's pushing across the map, and he might be able to get something done here.
Alright, yes, Hero might be able to get this Nexus, and at the same time he's going to warp into the main base, so Huck, despite not taking enemy damage all along, ooh, the Immortal's trapped as well by these Zealots. Man, those traitor Zealots. At the same time, this base is going to go down as well. Huck in a very unfortunate position. His army is so far out of position. Decides to run back. He will land a feedback on the Mothership Core, but I'm afraid that that's just not going to be good enough. There are Zealots everywhere, ravaging his entire main. It's natural. And his third base took so much damage as well. Huck just lost like 20 workers.
Yeah, he did actually, down to 34, and it looks like Huck, for a while, it looked like he was going to try to trade third bases, but I think he realized he was taking too much damage, you know, in his main and his natural as well from the harass. He just had to go home, so.
The only thing he has working for himself, though, is that he will have that, I won't say Mothership Core, but he doesn't have it with his army. Forward blink is very risky. He does take off that third base, so that is something, but still, on 2 bases, Hero is still going to severely outmine Huck.
How does he get home, though? Huck's army's kind of stranded at this point. Yeah. Looks like Hero, okay, he's kind of being indecisive, but he may be able to cut out off this army and actually prevent it from being able to get home.
Yeah, he's playing a dangerous game as well, because Huck's army is still a tiny bit more mobile. I know Blink Stalkers are not the units that are going to decide this battle. However, if they're able to jump on a couple of units that are exposed, look at these rocks! Maybe, Photon Overcharge. Is he going to kill the rocks? He's going to kill the rocks! Right? No, he's not going to kill the rocks.
Oh, no, he doesn't. Alright, well, fight commences, and these Immortals are kind of in a weird position. They're not actually getting any shots on the Stalkers towards the back.
Wow, so good force. Actually, a forward blink goes down by Huck. I think that's a little too overeager. That fight went surprisingly well for him. I don't think it went that well that he was able to get away with the forward blink.
He really wanted that Mothership Core, and he did get it.
Still, though, this army is kind of slow right now, and Hero is going to be forced to take a fight that he doesn't want to fight. Now with the new units arriving, is Huck turning around this battle?
Oh, we're about to find out. Archons, yeah, Archons are falling incredibly fast, but the Immortals at the same time pushing forward.
Focus the Immortals and the Stalkers. Reinforcements are coming in from the north side, and those Zealots should be okay. There we go. Those were the units that Hero was waiting for. A really cool PvP here, very back and forth, but it does seem that Hero is pretty far ahead right now.
Yeah, 50 army supply to 34, and 100 to 60 overall. Hero's already restarted his third, and remember that probe supply from earlier? It hasn't changed. 34 to 50 with Huck in a major deficit. Think, there it is.
GG is called. Hero wins the first map here on Heavy Rain in our winners match of WCS.